So as you can see, I'm not as buff as I was in the before picture. In these images over here, the top is basically me skinny, and then the bottom is basically me beefed up. The top is actually the previous, the bottom is actually the latter. But like just before now, because God did call me into some fast and I did lose weight again. This was one of the most painful things that I ever went through in my life. Even just talking about it, man. But there's a reason for this. So I'm a person that likes taking care of both my spirit and my physical. And what happens is, as a human, sometimes I tend to take more care of the physical instead of the spirit. And this is an issue to God. Understand that when you walk with God and you put something before Him, then He's going to want to remove it from your life. Just like me, not that God has anything against me being buff, not that He has anything against me taking care of my body, but what He had against me is I started putting the physical appearance ahead of the spiritual appearance. He was like, And some of you may do this as well. Some of you ladies may put your makeup before prayer. Some of you may put your food before prayer. You know how we humans are. You know how we tend to do these things. And I'm not saying that any of these things is a bad thing, but you need to understand that when these things come before God, then He's going to have a problem with it. He's going to call you out of those things. Because in everything, your spirit is actually supposed to become first, because the eternal outweighs the temporary. It's not easy. Be challenging sometimes. It's not a walk in the park. It's not butterflies and roses. You actually get to a point where between you and Jesus, it's just like, Jesus, no. Yes. Jesus, no. Yes. Jesus, no. My grace is sufficient.
Oh, Jesus.
It kind of hits home. It kind of hits home. The benefit, the outcome is far greater than the sacrifice. The Bible says that he who loves his life will lose it, but he who hates his life or forsakes his life for my name's sake will actually gain it. Obedience to God is going to be painful, but it's going to be very lucrative. Sacrifices are always going to be made, whether you're on the devil's side or whether you're on God's side. Now it's God to check your heart so that you don't actually place something ignorantly before God, and so that it ends up costing you eternity. It ends up costing you getting into heaven. So choose the right side. Choose life.